It's the TMI Project podcast, tragedy plus time equals comedy. I'm your host, Micah. When Markel Mosley was a kid, he and his older brother were sent to live with their grandparents. His parents could no longer care for them, and it was the source of many painful memories that Markel explored during a 10-week TMI Project workshop, produced in partnership with the Mental Health Association in Ulster County. But in that great tradition of sad stories, viewed from a distance in the rearview mirror, he managed to create a story that touched the audience and made them laugh. Here he is reading his monologue to a standing room audience in the cafeteria at MHA in 2017.
I'm 6 years old. My eyes open just as fast and in rhythm with my heartbeat, which matches my excitement. Today, my grandma gets to spend some of her currency on me and my brother. And what store can beat Payless, where you could get shoes or sneakers for approximately 1,000 pennies? My older 8-year-old brother doesn't share my enthusiasm. He would rather have new Jordans or Timberland boots, although I don't see why. Our grandparents aren't rich. In fact, they're just getting by. My earliest memories, shortly after infancy, were with my grandparents. I didn't fully know or understand why. I didn't know that my mother and father didn't want me just yet. They would come into my life a few years later. What caused my parents to give two little boys up was their battle and struggle and all the problems that accompanied that. I thank God for my grandparents and believe they built a strong foundation of morals and values for me and my brother, like turning the other cheek, and sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never hurt you, to name a few. I eat my breakfast asking between mouthfuls exactly when are we leaving for Payless. I can't and don't want to share the feeling. I'm too happy. My grandma and grandfather aren't bad. They're just the opposite. They're very old-fashioned and not from the Ulster County area, but God bless them. I love them just the same. My grandfather uses the word mannish and eats head cheese and makes me and my brother wear dress shirts and suspenders to school. My brother takes his off. I keep mine on. Right now, I already know the sneakers I want. The ones where every time you take a step, the bottom of the sneaker lights up. My brother thinks I'm a fool, but what he doesn't know is he may have friends, but I have friends too, and I don't think they will care. Maybe what he really needs to take into consideration is that if his so-called friends would make fun of his attire, then maybe they aren't really his friends. And he would of course argue this. I finish my breakfast and get dressed, pull on my dress pants and shirt, and fasten my suspenders. I am ready. We climb into the Lincoln and off we go. I try to play a game of I Spy with my little brown eye, but my brother just tells me to keep a lid on it. I comply because even my grandparents are getting tired of my ranting. We get to the store and I go straight to where my every step light up sneakers awake. I even try them on, already knowing my size. I know they will fit. My grandma ends up paying extra, but it's still not bad. I still feel like we made out. And when I say we, I mean me and my grandparents, brother excluded. He sulks, and I don't want to tell him his sneakers are nice also. It may be a compliment on deaf ears, because he really doesn't want them in the first place. As soon as I walk through the door, I take a seat and tear into the box. I put the sneakers on. I had an idea about what this moment would be like, but it's even better than I expected. I can't wait until it turns dark. It's going to be like I have a flashlight in my sneakers. I am going to be the coolest kid in my class. If not, then at least different and noticeable, even if I am the butt of all jokes. The way I'm feeling, I will laugh along and tell a few myself. All in all, Grandpa and Grandma can't afford high-ticket items, but I'm excited I get to keep the sneakers. I'm a kid, and kids shouldn't be too choosy. In the future, if I can't get exactly what I want, I'll accept less. Even if they aren't the every step light up sneakers of my dreams, I will make the decision that whatever my grandparents provide for me is still the best.
We have one more story for you in this series. Party time!
It's my 10th birthday. I am a gloomy nerd with a potbelly, an Ogilvy home perm, and smudgy glasses. But today, I am happy because I'm having a party.
I'm Micah, and my co-host is Eva Tenuto. Haley Downs, the TMI Project podcast producer. Our Director of External Affairs is Sarah DeRose, and our Operations Manager is Blake Fio. Our theme song is Secrets by Edison Woods. Special thanks to Markel Mosley, our storyteller. This episode of TMI Project's podcast, Tragedy plus Time equals Comedy, was produced in partnership with Radio Kingson, with production assistance from Ida Hakkila, Nate Brogan, Marlan Barry, and Manuel Blas. Here's the part where we ask for your help. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. It really helps. TMI Project is a nonprofit organization, and we rely on the generous support of our listeners. Help us continue to create radically true stories that have the power to change the world. Make a donation today. And if you're inspired to tell your own story, join us this summer at Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York. Eva and I will be teaching a TMI Project True Storytelling Workshop, August 23rd to the 28th. You can find details on our website, tmiproject.org.